Hello, this is Don, and today we're going to learn how to add a simple product into Magento. Now, a simple product is one of the most globally used products in Magento. The variations of a simple product leads to other products in Magento. So if you're not sure what these different kinds of products are, I do have another video tutorial and a blog post explaining them. So refer to them, and once you're ready, come back to us and we'll go through step by step. So one of the first things that you actually have to do in order for you to add a simple product is you need to be logged into your Magento dashboard. And once you're there, you're going to navigate to Catalog and then Manage Products. Once you're in the Manage Products page, you can click on Add Product. Now here you're given the option of what product to choose, and this is where you would choose. Under product type, you would choose simple product versus any other product that you have. And you're going to click on continue. From here on, things are very self-explanatory as far as what you need to fill. Anything that is required by Magento is noted with an asterisk right next to it. So I'm not going to go through every single step, but I'm going to go through some. Anything that might be important for you to know in order for you to make sure that your web store is running correctly. So I'm going to fill things out real quickly. The name. I'm going to copy and paste this to the description, short description. Here you have an SKU number, which is the stock keeping number. Very important because it has to be unique to every single product that you add into Magento. And the other important thing is whether you want to enable or disable the product. It's just as it sounds. Once you enable it, it will show on your web store. Once you disable it, it will disappear. So if you want something to be active on your store, you need to make sure that the status is set to enable. And the visibility, this kind of tells you on whether you want it to show on your typical product area, as well as whether you want it to show on the search options. So if somebody goes into the search box on your website and searches for a certain item, if you want it to be visible, you need to make sure that you set visibility to either catalog, search, or catalog and search. So we're going to set to catalog and search. We're done with the general section. We're going to move on to prices. Simple as it sounds. You're going to fill out the prices accordingly. And the tax class here lets you know whether you want to tax your goods or whether you don't want to tax goods. Meta information is important if you are concerned about search engine optimization. So my recommendation is, if you do have time, spend some time, kind of find out the keywords that people are looking for, because in the long run, the major search engines, Yahoo, Google, and Bing, will use this information to kind of show these results, show the results on their search engines with regards to relevant searches. The images section, this is where you would choose what kind of image you want to show, and you're going to given three choices: the base image, the small image, and the thumbnail. The base image is the bigger image that you see inside the store. The small image is the image that you would see on the catalog. So basically, if somebody clicks on a category, you see the items with the small descriptions. That's what the small image is. And the thumbnail, it's used for purposes like the cart and any other purposes that Magento chooses to do so. So you click on Browse File, and once you're there, you are going to select a certain picture that you want to use. So I'm going to use a test picture for me. And you're going to click on Upload Files. Once the file is uploaded, you can actually choose if you want to use different pictures for every single different category that I mentioned, the base image, small image, or thumbnail, or you can choose to use the same image all throughout. We are moving on to recurring profiles. Oops, I think the system is taking a little bit longer than I expected for it to upload. Well, I'm not going to waste time on the tutorial, so I'm going to move on to the next section. Recurring profiles is where if you want to set up a subscription-based product. Design, not necessarily something you have to worry about. Gift options, not something that we are going to be worried about right now. Inventory. This is important. Now, you're going to give your system instructions on whether the system is going to manage inventory or not. An example would be some of you might create your own product. So it doesn't necessarily matter whether somebody orders 10 or 20 or 5 because you have the capability of producing as many as you want. Or be it a software, it's just a matter of making sure people download as much as possible. But in most cases, if you own something, for example, you own iPhones, you only have 5 in stock and that you want to sell. You want to make sure that you manage inventory on your store. So you have to make sure this is set to yes, and the quantity you're going to put 10. Now, if you put manage quantity, manage stock to yes, what that means is if somebody buys an iPhone, it's going to go to 9, and another one goes to 8, so on and so forth. And you can also set options to say if the products are out of stock, either give an out of stock symbol, or whether you want the product altogether to disappear from the store because you do not have any products involved. So I hope that makes sense. The next important category in the system is categories. The categories is where you would mention where this product would belong to. So in my case, I actually have several categories that I use for my business. Website design, search engine optimization, e-commerce design. So based on what your product belongs to, it can belong to one category or multiple categories. But this is where you would select and say belong to all categories or maybe one category. Related products, just as it sounds. If you want to display other products that's related to this, you can actually display right underneath it. Upsells and cross-sells also does the same thing. So spend some time with it. Like I said, most of these options are self-explanatory, but if you do have specific questions on how to set things up, you can always send me an email. I will provide my contact information at the end of the tutorial, and you can get in touch with me, and I will try and get in touch with you at my earliest convenience. The last option on the list is custom options. Now, this is where you can add, for example, different color options to the product that you're writing. So I said test product, but I'm going to refer back to my iPhone example. Let's say you are selling an iPhone and you have two different colors. You have a black and a silver iPhone that you want to sell. I'm not really sure whether those options are available, but if there is, what you can do is you can say color, and you can select the input type, whether it's going to be a drop down, radio box, a check box. So I'm going to click drop down. You can set it to required or not. What this means is if you set it to required, yes, people actually have to make a selection before they can add the product into the cart. So we're going to do yes. And we're going to click on add new row. We're going to put black. If it's going to be a little bit of an extra price bump, you're going to mention that here. And you're going to select silver because I think those are the two options that I gave you. And silver doesn't have an extra charge. Okay, and you can sort order. Basically, black appears first, silver appears second. That's how you would do it. Once everything is done, there are two options you can do. You can save and continue edit, which basically means you're going to stay on this page itself, or you can simply click save. We're going to click save, and let's see what happens. Okay, now as you can see, it does not save because there are certain options that I missed, which is a good thing because this is a good learning experience for us. Now under here, it says weight has not been mentioned, so I have to set weight. And I think I should be okay. There you go. So we saved all the information. And it should add into your Magento store. As you can see in your product page, you see the new test product added. And that's exactly how you would add the product into Magento. So that concludes our tutorial on how you can add a simple product into Magento. If you do have any questions or need further explanation on any of these things, you can refer to my blog post. And I'm going to post a link right underneath the video as well. Once again, my name is Don and I'm from donwebsolutions.com. So I'd love to hear from you guys if you guys have any questions for me. So please leave a review, and I hope this helps. Thank you.